One of the wildest games we've witnessed in a very long time in Raptorland. Oh my goodness, I am exhausted, I'm sweating, I'm all over the place. I gotta stay hydrated because I'm tired from watching that game. The Raptors head into Miami, taking on the Heat in the second night of a back-to-back for the Heat, so that was a tough one for them. And the Raptors win it 124-120 in triple overtime. Holy smokes, and with the win, the Raptors are 24-23 on the year, and Raptor fans, we have been talking about over the last little while this team losing so many tight games late, having the lead, losing it late, losing barely, and they're just really hurting. Today, it looked like it was going to be like that again, the way the fourth quarter was playing out. The Raptors force overtime. They force second overtime. They force a third overtime, and they win it in the third overtime for the first time since 1998. The last time we were in a triple overtime, I believe, was 2012, and they lost it. Insane stuff in Miami tonight. Obviously, no Kyle Lowry in the lineup there for personal reasons still for the Miami Heat. But what a basketball game. And I'm just going to run real quick through the first four quarters because, kind of, who cares at this point? First quarter, Raptors get out and go, and they're up, up by one after one quarter, play 28-27. Gary Trent Jr. having a day so far, and he keeps that going throughout the rest of the game. Second quarter, 31-26. Raptors at one point, they led by double digits, and they're only up by 6 at halftime. But you got the lead on the road. Again, second night of a back-to-back for Miami, so you're in good shape here. We go into the third quarter at one point. The Raptors have a 16-point advantage. Miami gets down to 10 at the end of 3 quarters of play. But you have a double-digit lead on the road. They're on the second night of a back-to-back. You should be able to take care of this. But you win that second quarter, 31-26. The third quarter, 26-22. In the fourth quarter, the Raptors stop making shots. They just can't make shots. And they lose the fourth quarter 25-15. But can we talk about the ending to this? And this is where things start to get crazy. PJ Tucker makes that quarter 3, as he always does. His special spot. And it gives them the lead by 2. I believe that's the play that gave them the 2-point lead. Then the Raptors come down the floor. Scotty kicks it to OG, who's kind of trailing the play. Right behind the 3-point line. He takes a shot. He misses it. Scotty goes up for it. Gets it. Kind of tries to put it back. And he gets hit on the arm by Jimmy Butler. And he goes to the free throw. The 20-year-old rookie heading to the free throw line. Down 2. Needing both to keep this game alive. And to keep this game going. He knocks them both down. Ice cold Scotty Barnes. The Raptors do lose that quarter, though, 25-15. And we go to overtime. We've seen overtime before. It's nothing too crazy, right? In that first overtime, both teams have tough times making shots. The Raptors, defensively, Miami as well defensively, just absolutely flying around. Two great defensive ball clubs, and you saw that today, especially in overtime. And remember, this Raptors squad, usually through 48 minutes, are playing about 40 minutes a night. They got to get through 3 OTs. So we'll get to the minutes those guys played in a bit. But in that first overtime, and I'm going to fast forward to the final possession of OT. Well, Miami's final possession of OT, the first one. Jimmy Butler has the ball. And he starts to dribble going down baseline, but he stops and goes back. And right when he goes back, OG gets on him, tips the ball loose. Pascal picks it up, calls a timeout. Obviously, OG ends up missing the shot. But the defensive intensity from OG all over Jimmy Butler, causing the turnover, they had a chance to win it there. But the turnover happens, and it gives the Raptors a chance to win the game. They obviously don't make the shot, and it's a 5-5 overtime quarter, or session, and we go to double overtime. In double overtime, I'm starting to pull my hair with Fred. I love him dearly. We all love him. He's going to the All-Star game. We all hope he's going to the All-Star game at least. But today, especially since his first game back after a couple of games off, and he was questionable going into today, and he was like 2 of 10 from 3-point range heading into double OT. And he was really struggling with his shot. And on back-to-back possessions, he takes really tough threes. And I'm like, Fred, I love you. We all love you, buddy, but you're not feeling it right now. What the hell are you doing? Take these stupid shots. And then, like, a few possessions later, he knocks down a three here. He knocks down a three here. And I'm like, I will shut up, Fred. You do your thing. Because he was money, absolute money in that second overtime. And I believe in that second overtime, Tyler Hero had the ball, looked for the little floater. He either got it off late or he just didn't get it in at the buzzer. And we are going to a third flipping overtime. Remarkable. Insane. Now, we'll fast forward right now. And again, we could talk about, the Fred threes. We could talk about, because he knocked out, I believe, another one there in triple overtime. I think it was the one where he was just dribbling up with Tyler Hero on him. Hero backs off a little bit. Don't do that, kid. And he drills a three over top of him. Insane. And I believe that might have given the Raptors the 5-point lead. Or maybe there was a deep three from Fred. I don't know. Bottom line, they were up by 5 at one point, right? And Miami gets down to 2. And the Raptors get the ball, and Pascal gets fouled. Again, this is in the dying seconds, right? I believe it was I want to say 16 seconds left. Could be wrong. Maybe less than that. 9 seconds. I don't know. When Pascal got fouled to the free throw line in the dying seconds of that third overtime. And he goes to the free throw line. And I'm thinking to myself as he's going up there, I'm like, the free throw line has been the Raptors' Achilles heel in I don't know how many games this season, especially in big moments. Scotty knocked down the first 2 earlier. Gary Trent knocked down a couple in triple overtime. Scotty knocked down 1 of 2, I believe it was in the double overtime or I can't remember. There's been so many damn overtimes, I don't even know which one it was. But he knocked down 1 of 2 as well. So it hasn't quite hurt them. But with up by 2, if you make both, it's basically game over. And he knocks them both down. And Tyler Hero tries the prayer, misses it. Now we're all good. And the Raptors win it 124-120 in triple overtime. Win the triple overtime frame 10-6. And they win a wild one. The Raptors' minutes in the game, 56 for Pascal. 53 for Fred VanVleet. OG had 55. Gary Trent had 55. Scotty Barnes had 56. I believe it's the first time in Raptors franchise history they've had all 5 guys in 50-plus minutes or more, some stupid number like that. Insane stuff down there in Miami tonight against the Heat. Now let's get through the Raptors stats here real quick. Pascal Siakam, him and OG are my players of the game. You could have given it to Gary Trent Jr., but I'll talk about him in a second. Pascal Siakam was remarkable. 21 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists in the game, 7 of 18 from the field, so did struggle in that sense, but he was 6 of 6 from the free throw line, was 1 of 3 from distance, 4 steals and 4 blocks in the game, including him sprawling on the floor. I think it was Gabe Vincent lost the ball, looked like it was going to go out of bounds until Pascal sliding across the court, keeping the ball in play. Pascal was incredible in this game on the defense. Him and OG were insane in all 3 overtimes. Incredible game for Pascal. Fred VanVleet, look, I said it earlier, struggled mightily throughout the first 4 quarters. Then overtime starts to happen, or more or less second overtime starts to happen, and Fred VanVleet turns the switch and starts knocking down shots. 19 points, 4 boards, 8 assists on 7 of 22 shooting, 5 of 14 from 3. He gave you a steal and 2 blocks in the game. But it's the big-time shots and the big-time moments. And that's what Fred VanVleet did tonight. OG easily. Like I said, him and Pascal are my players of the game. Watching OG guard Jimmy Butler, I mean, it gives us that sign of, damn, he really looks like a young Kawhi Leonard out there. The way that he was guarding, incredible. 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists for OG. 9 of 21 for the field, 2 of 7 from 3. 3 steals and a denial for the young OG. He was absolutely spectacular. Incredible night. I've said incredible a lot, but it was, okay? It was. I need to drink. Okay, I'll keep going. Gary Trent Jr., as I mentioned, was great in the first 4 quarters, but you could tell in the overtimes he was gassed. Like full-on gas. I mean, there's a play when Tyler Hero missed a shot and gets his own rebound and puts it back up. And, meanwhile, Gary Trent kind of falls off him and just kind of stays at the baseline because he's dead on his feet. I think I counted at least 2 or 3 air balls in overtime from Gary Trent. He just lost his legs. 33 points, though, 5 rebounds and an assist. 13 of 28 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 5 of 15 from 3. 5 steals for Gary Trent Jr. Again, he was fantastic. But I got to give it to OG and Pascal. Those are my 2 MVPs in today's game. But Gary Trent, for the 3rd consecutive night, 30-plus point performance. He was absolutely incredible. And Scotty Barnes, the way he was guarding, I mean, if you watch the overtime and you watch Bam, he's trying to get that position over Scotty, but Scotty's all over him. All over him. Jimmy trying to fire it up there over top. Scotty jumps up, knocks it down. It's like, that's not going in there, pal. And they go away from that because they can't do it. And Scotty starts guarding Jimmy. He starts guarding Tyler Hero. Scotty's all over the place guarding guys. He ended up with 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists on 7 of 13 shooting, was 5 of 6 from the line, 3 of 6 from three-point range, and he had a steal. He was spectacular with Scotty Barnes. The whole starting unit was incredible. This was just a fantastic performance from these guys all around. Now, let's get to the quick team stats before we wrap this thing up. The Raptors shot 44% from the field, 36% from three-point range, and 78% from the line. Much better. Miami shot 41% from the field, 32% from 3, and 70% from the line. Insane. But see how the numbers are off and the Raptors only won by 4 in overtime? It's because of those extra opportunities, right? But they actually had the extra opportunities today, so they were missing a lot of shots. Raptors were -9 on the glass and -8 on the offensive glass. But hey, you did a job, and you were -12 in those second chance points. They really killed you in that category. But the Raptors were +7 in the turnovers category, and off of those turnovers, +7 in points. So very, very, very important performance there from the Raptors on the defensive end, and obviously +10 in the fast break where the Raptors love to live. Wow. Easily the greatest game of the season for the Toronto Raptors. Obviously no Kyle Lowry in the building. He was definitely watching that damn game, that's for sure. What a performance for the Toronto Raptors. What a performance by the Miami Heat. What a basketball game. Jimmy Butler with a triple-double. Just an absolutely ridiculous game tonight between the Raptors and the Heat. The next game for the Raptors probably won't be as good as this, but it is on Monday night in Atlanta against the Hawks. Raptors get a much-needed day off tomorrow. 7:30 tip-off there as the boys look for 2 straight wins, look to string something together again. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, though, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game this evening, because if you didn't, you're not a basketball fan, period. Smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like? Would you not like from today's game today for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly as they came from behind to beat the Detroit Red Wings tonight, but it kind of goes on the back burner because it's tonight's Raptor game. But either way, we'll talk to you very shortly, Leafs edition. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they're in Atlanta taking on the Hawks on Monday night, 7:30 tip-off there, looking for back-to-back W's, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.